Alright, welcome back. Alright, this is going to be part 3, and we should be able to wrap this up. I don't want to do a part 4. But, okay. Alright, so we just finished off with compulsory evacuation device. Okay, so an infestation infection. This is the card that really made me look at playing Cell over Scout. But that's because this effect is chainable at any time. It allows our Geostag and Moth to resolve off field, allows them to dodge Dark Hole, allows them to dodge Bottomless Trap Hole. Almost any spell, trap, or monster effect that's not a trap card, it allows them to dodge. Which, in a lot of cases, what's funnier than bouncing a Geostag back to your deck just to watch your opponent having wasted a lot of time to make Big Eye. Am I right? Yeah. So that's why I always use this card at 1. I don't feel like the deck needs 2. And 3, you don't really want like the whole multiples of these. You don't really, ugh. 1's great. It's searchable. You're never gonna like. It's great. Um. Oh yes, and it is usable during your opponent's turn. So whatever you plan someone and they say you can't use it, they are wrong. This is thanks to cards like I forget yeah, Dark Smog for Dark Worlds. You got what is it? I want to say Token. No, I can't remember. You got a trap card. Aerial Maneuver, I think is what it's called, for Mecha Phantom Beasts. Thanks to cards like those, which both which are what are called quick like effects. They both say once per turn, but you can use them during your opponent's turn. That those two cards allow this card to be as good as it is. All right, so if anyone argues with you, it's a quick like effect that you can use during their turn. It's great. Um, okay, Skill Prisoner. Now I don't really ever find myself often using this. I think it's a great card. Um, I'm still in a. Excuse me. Again, I apologize for the yawning. Um, I still feel. I don't know. Back with I guess when dragons were big, I think it was probably great because they could do anything. You just negate it, and they've wasted all that just for nothing. Um, so I'm still in a testing phase because a lot of times I don't draw it, and I don't. This isn't something that I want to run multiples either. So that's that. Yeah. If you're gonna use it at 1. Unless like you feel like it's something that you need to super dedicate yourself to. Don't just do the 1. It'll come in handy that one time, and you'll be like, this card's so good. So yeah, just use it at the 1. Warning. This is all. Again, this card shows us. Excuse me. That our life points again are just a resource for us to use. All right, paying 2,000 looks harsh, and in today's meta, yeah, it can be harsh. You look at your opponent doing things, and you're stuck there. Oh, great! You're just gonna summon special. Sure. Oh, you got 8 boss monsters on the field. Oh, sure, that can happen. It can happen. It happens regardless of whether warning's used or not. Um, I know. Excuse me again for the yawning. I don't know. I don't know why I'm yawning. Um, there was a debate back whenever Solemn Judgment was still legal about using it, whether it was the right call or not. And people were talking about how there's just so many boss monsters that can be special summoned that it's not worth it. Yeah, the debate exists. For us, it's a little more crucial because we can't handle 8 boss monsters. We can't handle 3 Judgment Dragon, followed by Lightsworn or Michael Lightsworn Arc. We can't handle all of that thrown at us one turn. All right, we need to stop it where we can. Okay, sure, it might cause us to lose faster. Yeah. Who can handle a board wipe? There aren't a lot of decks that can do it. So we I personally feel like we need it. It's worth running at 1 because used correctly, you're gonna stop plays that would enable something like that. So run it at 1. It's all it's all you're allowed. It's done that way for a reason. It's great. And then torrential. Excuse me again. I am so sorry. Torrential. It's just another field clear. I mean, it doesn't hurt us as bad because we have you know pandemic, we have infection. I mean, for us it's not as bad as it is for our opponents who most likely don't have that level of protection from spells and traps. So I say run it. Um, excuse me. So yeah, I say run it. Go for it. You will not feel bad for it. I'm gonna go in the extra deck, and I don't think I'm gonna really go over the sideboard much at all. I might just kind of cycle through it real quickly, but gonna go through our extra deck. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna go through the synchros. We're gonna go left to right. All right, Armades. He is a great. I think I like him as a level 5. I mean, he doesn't quite have the versatility that say Catastor does, but what he does give us is a way to run over Bujin's Fire Fist and um, hurt them without them being able to respond outside of pre-battle phase, which is great. Um, so I run him. I feel great running him. He doesn't really come up all that often because most of the time I have level 8s or fit the situation more. But the times that I do run him, he does great. Uh, Dark and Dragon. Now we're gonna go into our couple of our level 8s. It's gonna go a little bit out of order, but whatever. It is what it is. Dark and Dragon. Um, this is great because why? I mean, this is where being level 4 and level Dark comes in handy. Mask Chameleon, Steal Some Collar, gives us another for great metacall spot removal. See what does he do here? He sends it to the graveyard. Now, if you have any way of negating effects, what you can do is see this is all one effect right here. This is all so like if he at all loses the has his effect negated, he gains that attack back. I think. You can put in the comments or below whether I'm right or not, but I'm pretty sure he gains like it's like I think so. I might be wrong. But yeah, no. But that's not here. Put in the comments below if I'm right, if I'm right, if I'm wrong. I don't know. But yeah, no, it's the sending that's the most important. This gives us yet another answer. So that's 4, 5, 6 cards in the deck and extra deck that answer that answer anti-destruction. That's great. On top of that, I mean, it's 21. It goes from a 2600 to a 2100. Excuse me again. Which it sucks. I mean, if you could keep that at 500, it'd be great. I mean, he would be in essence another Juris deck, but it is what it is. It's a great monster. It's never really let me down. Sometimes it's put in the most work out of the deck. So I'm gonna say run it. For the synchro build, you run it and you run it hard, and you're always like, well, I made the best play in that scenario. It's great. Um, Jeweled Red Dragon Archfiend. It's great. The 3000 body is not something that we have a lot of access to, so we need to get a lot of damage down. This is our man. Um, he doesn't really affect Bujins all that much. He does hurt Fire Fists, which let's be honest, hurting Fire Fists is always feels good. Hurts any deck that really rushes and leaves its guys in attack position thinking they're gonna win because he clears the board. All that time effort just goes away. They have to build it up again. They have to be able to come back, and it can happen. It doesn't always happen, but I mean, so I run him. Again, never let down. He puts games on a. He's one of the few cards in Yu-Gi-Oh that really puts games on a clock per se. Because I mean, you can't handle like 3000 is the damage threshold. You can handle 2000 almost all day. 3,000 you can't. So he kind of clocks the game when he comes out, especially if they have no back row and you just wiped out 3 of their monsters. Yeah, they're gonna have a particularly difficult time coming back and hitting him hard. Okay. Leo, level 10. This guy's great. Can't be targeted by card effects. Period. Except during our main phase 2, and there aren't that many effects that that can target during main phase 2 outside of like Compulse or trying to think here. I think Compulse is the one that really comes to mind. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, like outside like bottomless, sure, he gets hit by bottomless. He gets hit by things that don't target. Which is fine. That happens. But he avoids a lot of destruction and removal that targets. That's great. That's fantastic. And he bears a 3,100 body. Wow. How do we make him Moth and Mask Chameleon? Because there is no level restriction for the special summon. See, just target one monster with 0 defense in your graveyard. Let's go to the biggest guy we can throw at our opponents. Star Eater, another anti-destruction. This guy's actually almost anti-everything. Um, you can't stop him in a way like you can't stop him with Mirror Force. You can't stop him with Effect Veiler the turn that he comes out, which is so good. Um, yeah, no, you can't because actually you probably could. I think. Right, cards effects can't be. Yeah, no, I guess you could Effect Veiler him, not when he comes out, but uh, right before battle phase. I don't know. You don't even see Effect Veiler that often. I don't know why I'm worried about it. Can't hit him with Mirror Force. Can't hit. You really can't do anything to him when he comes out. And then he just provides a huge body for the rest of the game until he's taken care of. Excuse me again. So yeah, I mean you're in this deck we can make him pretty easily. So good old the Chameleon 1/2. So and he's these two, Mask Chameleon and Steelstorm Jurisdiction. Yeah. Okay. Stardust Dragon. I like this one a little more than Stardust Spark. They do vastly different things. And I mean, they're both vulnerable to non-destruction removal, which is fine. I mean, almost everything is really. There's no one creature that's entirely unaffected by non-creature removal. So sure, they do different things. I guess more prone to Stardust Dragon than Stardust Spark. The extra deck. Okay, we're gonna kind of this out of order. 205 mainly used as a searcher to get us these 4 right here. That's all. That's really what he's there for. If I'm getting him out, I want these. I don't so much care. I mean, there are times where he's the best option to lock down a deck. Like if I'm playing Lightsworns, he's the best option. He's gonna get me these and lock them out. Used to run this guy at 2. King of Feral Imps searches out Masked Chameleon. Don't used to run at 2. Stopped really finding a need to run to make him all that often, so I'm feeling I'm safely able to cut him down to 1. Uh, it was from Bahamut. This guy makes games. Um, Interesting tidbit. If the effect resolves, you discard then. You do not discard as part of the cost. A lot of people will tell you discard now. No, if you have a response, you have to respond before I discard you. You have to respond before I discard. That's how that works. Okay, I have warriors. I have a fair amount of warriors. I felt like this wasn't a reason not to use it. So yeah, we can Ixies and go into this guy. It's an evil swarm. People like it. I haven't really tried it out, so there's that. Sneaks in to win games. I've won a few games off this guy. I love it. This guy, I haven't tested him. I'm looking forward to doing it. He comes in, what is it? Was it Primal Origin? Yeah, I didn't even realize he was there. He's unofficially a evil swarm, not in name, but just in appearance and overall stats. So I mean, I guess you could say I'm excited for that. And finally, Silent Honors Arcanite. All right, that rounds out the extra deck. I'll do another video talking about some of this other stuff. Like, I guess I'll do the sideboard in another video, in another unrelated video. and we'll go over some of these things too. Uh,